The control unit needs to be housed somewhere safe from the risk of damage and in a space which allows the antenna to be fully extended, somewhere dry and as close as possible to the battery. The unit can be vertically mounted or horizontally. Fix the unit securely into position. If the screws provided are not of suitable length or type, please substitute as necessary. Drill a 25 mm hole through the floor, close to the terminals. Take care to avoid any chassis members, gas pipes or electrical wires. Later, the motor cables will feed up through this hole. But first the cables must be routed under the floor. Use the trunking to shield the cables from any sharp edges. Leave a small loop of slack near the motors. This will allow the motors to move freely back and forth when the rollers engage and disengage. It's important that left and right cables are of equal length. The trick is to bring left and right together at the van's center and then route them onto the control unit. The motor cables are now passed up into the van's interior. Cut the cables to suitable length, strip off 5 mm of insulation, and fix the spade connectors. Tightly crimped connections are essential. The motors are very powerful. They draw heavy current. So be sure that the spades are very solidly fixed. Attach the connectors in accordance with the wiring diagram. "12-volt power supply cabling is now connected to the control unit. Red to the positive terminal, of course, and black to negative. Do take care. Reverse polarity will damage the control unit. These power supply cables will now be routed to the leisure battery. The negative cable will run directly to the battery's negative terminal, but the positive cable must first pass through the isolation switch. The battery compartment is the ideal location for the isolation switch. If this is not possible, it will have to be mounted on an exterior panel, easily accessible in case of an emergency. It should be sited close to the battery to keep cable length as short as possible. The positive cable runs from the control unit to the isolation switch and then onto the battery. The negative cable runs directly to the battery, uninterrupted. The power cables can now be connected to the battery, together with the van's regular power cables. Cut the cables to an appropriate length and remove 5 mm of insulation. Once again, ensure that the connectors are solidly crimped. Two types of battery terminal connector are provided. The wiring installation is now complete. Operating functions can now be checked. Before use, the remote control handset may need to be paired with the control unit. To do this, press the reset button, located on the rear of the control unit, for about 5 seconds. The red LED will flash rapidly. Press the red power button on the remote control twice. The red LED will flash more slowly. Press the power button once to switch the unit off. The pairing sequence is now complete. Switch the unit on by pressing the red button twice. A red LED on the remote will illuminate. Press each button to check that the rollers operate in accordance with the directional arrows on the remote. Next, check the engagement of the rollers using the engagement tool. Engage the rollers onto the Caravan's tires. Keep winding until the green segment is visible. When showing green, the rollers will give satisfactory traction for most situations. Installation is complete. Your Caravan is now equipped to make hitching, unhitching, and every kind of docking maneuver an effortless, safe routine. At home, and at every touring location. Today, and through many years of reliable service.